This week's question is, who should my first hire be? Now, if you have been a solo entrepreneur for quite a while, you probably know that you need help. Everybody tells you that you need help, but you have no idea who this first person that you should hire, what they should do, who they should be, maybe even what to look for. Now, my best tip when determining should I hire someone for something is you want to make sure that you actually need this person. Hiring can be emotionally draining. It can also be expensive. You want to make sure that you find the right person up front. That way you don't have to worry about, okay, now that person didn't work out. Now I have to go back and find another person. And my first hiring didn't go so great. So now I'm nervous that the second hire won't be as good. You have to learn to trust yourself with hiring and definitely go with your gut. But here's a couple tips this week that will help you choose the right person to be your first hire. You want to make a list of everything that that person can help with. So if there are things that you find yourself procrastinating, you don't like, you hate doing, those are definitely going to be at the top of the list for this person to do. Now, is it something that you don't have a specific skill set for? So maybe is this person someone that you know you need to do your video editing, but it's not something that you have the bandwidth, you're not really interested in it? This would be the perfect thing to outsource to someone else. In addition to making that list, you want to get really specific, very, very, very specific about what this person will be doing, because in the future, that is going to help you create the job description for this person, which is what you need when you hire someone. You want to make sure that you're looking for the right person. So if that person is somebody who's going to be editing your videos, you want to make sure that you advertise that they use the software that you want them to use. They have the skills. They know Final Cut Pro if that's the level of editing that you're looking for. You want to make sure that this person has those skills, because let's remember that people can be very good interviewers, but not very good workers. So one thing that I like to do, if it's something specific, as in video editing, what I like to do is I like to choose a couple candidates and then give them a project to complete. Now, of course, I pay them for their time, even if I choose not to hire them, but I want to see their skills, because it's very easy to go onto Fiverr and find someone who is a video editor, but did they really edit their videos that are online? Maybe, maybe not. So that's why you want to give them unedited footage that is of you, to make sure that this person actually has the skills that you need. Because the worst thing that you would want to do is hire someone and then it turns out they don't have the skills that you need. Now, if you listen to one of my first episodes that I posted on this podcast, it talks about what to do, how to hire people, that process. So you definitely want to jump back over and check out that episode, because there's more specifics about the hiring process and what that looks like. But I want to make sure that on this episode, we're talking about who that first person should be. And for me, that first person was someone to manage my email. Now, I was one of those people that if you looked at my phone, it would say like 50,497 unread emails. I know it sounds like a lot. Now, here's my rationalization, is that I have multiple businesses with multiple email addresses. All those were funneling into one inbox, which is great, but there's a lot of junk. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be deleted. There's a lot of management that needs to happen, and that person doesn't need to be me. So my first hire was someone to manage my email, and for me, it was incredible. So when I hired this person, we walked through all the steps. We followed the training process that I have for all my employees. Again, check out that previous episode for more on that. But it is absolutely amazing to now look at my phone and there's nothing there. There's no 50,000 emails that are unread, anything like that, because this person has changed the email game. So in my opinion, if you are someone like me and you have quite a few emails, if it's something, let's just be honest, I don't like it. There's so much stuff to sort through, trying to go through and unsubscribe. It's just a mess. One of my other episodes that I've done previously was about email management. So that's another good one to check out if you are like me and you're like, listen, this email system is out of control. I got to get this figured out. I got to get it sorted out, because it's one of those things that consistently stresses me out. Every time I look at my phone, every time I hear a notification, I'm like, dang, another email coming in. So this person really took the load off of me in that she was going through my emails, she was sorting them into inboxes, she was making sure that I knew the ones that needed to be responded to, those were in one section, so I could just focus on getting that small inbox down to zero. It was such a freeing feeling to know that I didn't have to sort through all 58,000 of those emails. Now, the other thing that I'll mention is that she was so good at it, so fast. She knew how to sort the emails, how to go through, how to delete which ones, unsubscribe from which ones. I mean, it was worth its weight in gold to hire someone to do that. So what I did, like I mentioned previously, was I started a list of all the things that I didn't like to do, the things that bugged me, the things that I knew that I definitely didn't want to manage anymore. Those were things that I started on the hunt for. Now, this person doesn't necessarily have to be in your time zone, in your small little town like me. I went outside of the US and I hired a virtual assistant. There's going to be more coming up on hiring a virtual assistant versus hiring someone stateside in another episode. So I definitely want to save all that for that episode, but just know that it doesn't necessarily have to be someone that's local to you. It doesn't have to be a full-time assistant. There are people that can help you that love this sort of thing. And my goal as a business owner is to always find people that love things more than I do, that it's their area of genius. And you might be saying to yourself, listen, that's a little crazy to think that someone's area of genius is organizing email, but friend, let me tell you, those people are out there and they want to help you. They're excited to help you. She was so excited when she saw my 50,000 emails. She was like, yes, let me at it. I'm ready to do this. So not only are you having someone who is helping you, who's excited about it, and is ready to show you that they can do a good job, it's also supporting her small business as well. So that's something that you have to remember, is that sometimes employees can be a drag. I mean, let's just be honest. There are some where you're like, I don't even know what I saw in that person. I don't know why I hired them. They are just sucking me dry. But when you find the right people, golden. It will make the biggest difference in your life. And every time that you look down at your phone and you're like, no emails, that's awesome. So keep that in mind when you are looking to hire your first person. Make your list. That list can be anything that you don't want to do, you don't like to do, is driving you nuts, or more importantly, that you're just plain procrastinating away. Those are the type of things that you want to look for someone. So check out that future episode about hiring virtual folks versus in-person folks. And also make sure that you check out the previous episode about what my hiring process is and how I look for people. That one, so many golden nuggets in that.